TikTok healthcare worker arrested for twerking on Pace. Oh my.
It's a story that's definitely not what the doctor ordered. A Georgia healthcare worker has been arrested for allegedly twerking on her disabled patients. And no, this is not an episode of Nurses Gone Wild. It is real, and it's shaking up.
I didn't even realize that was him blurred under her. I thought she was just dancing. She's dancing over him while he's in the tub, if I'm not confused.
More than just her career. Let's dive right in. For Law and Crime, I'm Kennedy Walker. 19-year-old Lucretia Formosa Coyan of Loganville, a city outside of Atlanta, has been arrested on one felony count of exploitation of a disabled person. In a viral video, Coyan, who's dressed in what appears to be medical scrubs, is seen dancing as if she's performing at a club on the head of a shirtless, disabled man, all while he sits helplessly in a bathtub. But it does not stop there. She casually reaches into her pocket, pulls out a pill box, and without a second thought, pops a pill into his mouth. And this was not the only time. In another clip,
I'm thinking that she lifted his head up like... What the way, bro? What be going through people's heads is what I'm trying to say. Like, what? Did you think this was a good idea?
Anne is back at it. She's seen straddling and dancing provocatively over a different disabled man who sat in a chair helplessly, proving to those unpleased by her actions that this wasn't just an isolated incident, but an alleged pattern of abuse disguised as a joke. But in a now deleted video she posted on TikTok, Coyan says it isn't what it seems.
All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time.
The 19-year-old.
No, please explain this, and please give me a reason to be looking at it like, oh no, that's okay, because there's no reason.
A jab at those upset with her online and seemingly defends her actions, claiming the man who she's dancing on in this video can speak.
A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual assault.
Sexual assault?
Just all type of dumb, non-verbal, trust and believe. He's verbal.
She then shares another video where you can hear someone talking. This time she covers their face.
Around here he be verbal, and I got proof. What you say? I'll give him a hug. You want to get a hug? Yeah. Okay.
The teen says she wants those who find her video inappropriate to stop jumping to conclusions.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions, even though, yeah, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough.
Despite her opinions, Coyan was arrested and charged. In a statement released by the Loganville police chief, he states Coyan was dancing in a provocative manner above a disabled person, which resulted in the execution of both a search and arrest warrant. According to Georgia law, anyone found guilty of exploiting a disabled adult may face a prison sentence ranging from 1 to 20 years, a fine of up to $50,000, or both imprisonment.
I don't think she's gonna get 20 years for that. I can see her getting like maybe. I couldn't see her getting more than 5 years. I ain't gonna lie.
A fine. The viral video has now been seen tens of thousands of times. Police say the teenager's employer was SNL Healthcare LLC, a healthcare facility in Georgia. According to the company's website, care services include daily health monitoring, medication management, assistance with dressing, grooming, and bathing, home-cooked meals, and laundry services.
This is why I'm like, bro, you just can't, I don't know, man. Like, leaving certain people in other people's care, it's like, it's just too risky nowadays, man. Like, even with me having a kid, it's like, I don't really want my kid to go to daycare, because you be hearing about the daycare workers be suffocating the babies. Because look, they around babies all day. It's a whole bunch of them. I'm pretty sure it's a lot to deal with. You just stress the whole day. I'm not saying it's okay for them to do what they did, but I like to do something to a baby. But I'm looking like, okay, I could see why you on the edge. You got all this stress going on. So I'm like, I wouldn't even put my child in that type of environment where that's able to happen. I feel like he needs to be here with me and his mom. But I'm looking like even with older people, you don't know what's going on. They could be slapping them, abusing them, any type of crazy stuff, man.
And this is the company's mission statement. At SNL Healthcare, our philosophy and vision is simple: to provide the highest quality care and excellent services while promoting the social interaction of seniors in a nurturing, family-like environment. It goes on to state, each member of our team is committed to respecting your loved one as an individual with unique wants and needs. regardless of their current level of independence or capability. Our staff strives to treat each senior with dignity, honor, and respect, creating an atmosphere for elderly citizens to live in comfort. But not sure respect meant this. To unpack more with me, I'm joined by attorney Perry Fallick. Perry, this isn't the bedside manner that they teach in school.
No, it's definitely not. This is definitely a new generation crime that we witnessed.
For sure. So first, the defendant in this case is facing a charge of exploitation of a disabled person. Can you explain what that charge means and what the legal implications are?
Yes, I can. So it's a unique charge, but actually fits squarely within the facts of this case. And it involves knowingly and willfully exploiting either a disabled adult, an elderly person, or a resident of a hospital or nursing home. So that's basically exactly what we have here, which is probably why that's the only thing that's being charged in this case.
And we know that her actions were filmed and posted on social media. How does the fact that this was shared online affect the case legally?
Well, because knowingly and willfully, or the intentional act, is a part of the crime or an element of the crime, the fact that she broadcasted it on social media, then posted another video and commented on it, it's going to be very, very difficult for her to argue that she didn't know what she was doing when she was twerking on this guy's head. And then she went ahead and posted it for however many people, thousands of people saw it and liked it. To say that she didn't know what she was doing at the time, it's going to be hard to argue that.
Yeah, and the defendant may say that this was a joke, which it's clear something like this is very, very serious. But if she does claim this, do you think that
okay, even if you think it's a joke, if you had seen a video on TikTok about of your grandfather who might be in a home or being taken care of, being twerked on by some random 19-year-old girl who's taking care of him, how would you feel? Would you laugh and be like, you know, I feel like she might laugh at you. Oh, that's funny. But I'd be looking at it like, if that's your own grandpa, that's funny to you. Like, something's wrong with you if that's the case.
Hold any legal weight?
I don't think so in this case, because whether she knew it was a joke at the time, she knew what she was doing, and that's the important thing. So she knew when she was posting it that it was a joke, that she meant to post it. It's not something that happened by accident, or it's not that she didn't know what her actions were at the time that she did them. She's a professional in a setting, and I'm assuming she has some type of training and expertise and knowledge that were provided to her either by her employer or by her own schooling and education. She knew better than to post that video.
And in one of the videos, she said that one of the guys actually wasn't nonverbal. Does that hold any legal standing if she's saying that, oh, he may have actually enjoyed it?
It does not in this case, because the terms of the statute that she's claimed to have violated are very clear, that all of the person has to be is either elderly or disabled or both. It doesn't matter whether they are verbal or nonverbal. At a minimum, this looked like an elderly individual. So whether or not you want to argue about how disabled, it seemed clear that the person was disabled. So the terms of his disability are really irrelevant under the statute.
Yeah. And lastly, in your opinion, what can health organizations do to prevent situations like this from happening, both from a legal and ethical standpoint?
Yeah, well, from an ethical standpoint, you know, they're a professional medical providers, so it behooves them to train their staff accordingly. And from a legal standpoint, if they do not, they're potentially subject.
Hey, bro, I think certain crimes. I'm not gonna be like, oh, this is the worst shit, but I'm like, okay, certain shit is just not gonna stop unless like people just get immediately like, okay, let's say like they just make a law, okay, let's just say like certain stuff like child predator shit. Like if a nigga, I don't think that's ever gonna stop. Okay, so I feel like it would definitely take like a take a little turn if they was like, okay, if you are ever caught messing with anybody under the age of 18 or anything along those lines, you will be sentenced to death automatically, because then people will really consider it. And still then, some people not just gonna care. They're gonna be like, oh, well, the thrill. Like, okay, bro, like, you stupid as f*** if you talking about the risk is, the risk is bigger than the reward in that case. But I'm like, I just feel like with certain, like, if you can't like control them, like, it's just certain stuff that's not gonna stop. Like, I don't think this will stop, like, people that, like, abuse the elderly or just do weird stuff, like, Because at the end of the day, it's a human. Like if they're there by themselves, and y'all can't control them. Like they have free will. Like so, I feel like the only consequence, like if they really was, if you really want them to stop, hey, if you was to post anybody that you're taking care of or sexually abuse in any type of way, you be killed. Like you be executed. Then I feel like people stop there.
Themselves to civil liability for negligent hiring or negligent supervision, because as the employer, they're responsible for the acts of their employees. So although in this case there doesn't appear to be physical damage or thankfully any type of long-lasting damage to this individual, which doesn't really matter from a criminal standpoint, but would come into play from a civil liability standpoint in terms of the damages that anybody would potentially claim, that's something that the employers in these situations are going to want to be very careful about, because if this incident went a different way and the individual ended up getting hurt, it's going to be them who someone's going after, not necessarily the individual, the woman in the video.
Right. It seems like now these companies are going to have to make something, in their rules, like no posting on TikTok, because,
I thought that would have already been a rule though. Like don't post on social media while you're working, or don't post the people you're taking care of, don't post them on social media. Like I feel like that's common sense though.
Blow up.
Which might have already been a rule, and if so, this woman is going to be fired on top of being criminally charged if she wasn't already. But I would think that's probably a pretty standard rule. If it's not a rule, It's only because it seemed obvious to the employers that they didn't need to post something like that. But now this may be an example for similar.
Nah, you gotta put it up, because it's always gonna be somebody that's just doing dumb shit.
Organizations all across the country to point to and say, okay, don't do
what this
woman did
like
here,
what was going through her mind when she did
clear beforehand.
All right. Well, thank you.
I'm going to dance
so
on
much
his head and put a pill in his mouth and post it on TikTok. This is going to be funny. Like, what the fuck?
For joining me. This is definitely a case that we are going to be watching very closely. And according to police, the suspect, Koy Ann, was booked into the Walton County Jail and held on a $7,500 bond.
Hey, look, I don't know what happened to her. She is looking crazy in that mugshot.